Assalamu alaikum. This is Sir Azhar again with a new lecture on compounding and difference with simple interest. As we have already discussed the compounding in the previous lecture in the earlier session that I have already uploaded on the YouTube, and I hope so that you have seen it all. So, yeah. And we will further discuss the types of annuities in this new session, in this new lecture with the worked examples. So our contents for this lecture will be the compounding based on the worked examples. We will discuss the further modes of compounding in this session and the types of annuities. We have already discussed the simple and ordinary annuities in the previous sessions, in which we determine the future value of annuity and the present value of annuity. Now we will discuss the new annuity type, which is annuity due. We will discuss it when we come to that slide. Okay, so let's start our lecture with the compounding. So what is compounding? You have known about it, that compounding is the rate of interest. It is only applied on the rate of interest or the maturity time period. First of all, we should have an example to understand the compounding and both the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest. Okay, so suppose here that a person suppose that a person took a home appliance by paying an initial amount of 30,000 with implied rate of interest 5% for 5 years. Okay, now it should be compounded, and it is compounded semi-annually, means that the rate of interest will be charged 2 times in a year, and the time period will be the 10 terms, because the time period is given the 5 years, it will become the 10 terms. Okay, so in this example he wants us to determine the interest, and we have to also find the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest. Okay, so as we have seen already here, that P is equal to 30,000 rupees, this is principal amount, and rate is equal to 5%, which means 5 divided by 100 equals to 0.05. Okay, first we divide it with 100 to get the decimal value, and then we will divide it with the compounding of 2, because the compounding is applied semi-annually, means it is applied 2 times in a year. Okay, so our rate of interest will be 0.025. Okay, then the number of term period is 5 years, and it will be multiplied by 2, so it will become 10 terms. Okay, so the interest will be charged for 10 terms. Okay, for 5 years. Now we knew that A is equal to, in order to find the compound interest, first of all we have to find the amount. Okay, the total amount that will be after 5 years, so here on this rate of interest that I am pointing right now. So P1 plus R to the power of n, then 30,000, 1 plus 0.025 to the power of 10. So our amount will be after 5 years 38,400. Okay, now compound interest, as we know that compound interest is equals to amount minus principal amount. Okay, so 38,400 minus 30,000, so our compound interest will be 8,400 rupees. Okay, now the simple interest, as we know the formula about simple interest, we will apply the values as we have done it yet. Okay, we will not divide it the whole values with 100, because we have already divided the R with 100 earlier in our data. Okay, so with all these values, our simple interest will become 7,500 rupees, 7,500 rupees. Okay, now we will checking up on the difference between compound interest and the simple interest. So simply we differentiate between simple interest and compound interest. So the difference will be the 900 rupees between them. Okay, as you know that the compound interest is always greater than simple interest. Okay, in any case. So now take another example in which the example is same. Okay, all the data is same, but the compounding is now quarterly. Okay, so the rate of interest will be charged 3-4 times in a year. Okay, and the number of term periods will be multiplied with the 4, so it will make the 20. Okay, so here are all the things that we have done, okay, for compounding, that our rate of interest will become 0.0125 and then the 20 terms. Okay, we will apply the amount formula, and this formula reveals 38,460 amount after 5 years. Okay, now compound interest A minus P, and we will get the compound interest 8,460 rupees. Now the simple interest, we calculate, when we calculate it, it will become 7,500 rupees again with this compounding quarterly. Okay, now the difference will be the 960 rupees, as you are noticing that when the compounding increases, when the compounding is increasing, the compounding ratio is increasing, the compound interest difference also increases simple interest. Okay, now the third example, when the compounding is done bi-monthly, means after every 2 months. Okay, so we will take it like this, that principal amount remains the same, R will be the 0.05 and then 0.05 divided by 6, because bi-monthly means 6 times in a year. Okay, so it will become 0.00833. So n is equal to 5 years, 5 into 6 is equal to 30 times. So what we determine by putting it in the formula, the amount will be the 38,475 rupees, and the compound interest will be 8,475 rupees. Okay, now the simple interest is estimated as 7,497 rupees, and the difference is 978 rupees. So this is a compounding example that I have gave you with the different compoundings. I have given you the different compoundings. Okay, to the annuity. As you knew already that what is annuity? Annuity is a regular payment. We knew that, made for matured amounts. So with intervals. Okay, with decided intervals. Okay, now what are the kinds of annuity? Okay, simple annuity we have already discussed it, so in the earlier session, and especially remember that in simple annuity it does not include the whole maturity criteria. Okay, simply जैसे हम देते हैं 5 years या 10 years, तो मिसाल के तौर पे अगर if we are depositing amounts only for 2 months or 3 months, so this will be considered in simple annuity. Okay, so its formula remains the same over here, as you are seeing it. As you are seeing it here, this formula remain the same as the formula that we have discussed in our amount formula. Okay, and n will be taken only one in the case of exceptional case of months, that whatever in months we are depositing the amount. Okay, so the another kind is ordinary annuity. We have already discussed it in the previous section, in which the payments are made at the end of each interval. We knew that. So formula as per discussed, future value of annuity and the present value of annuity. Now this is the annuity new type, annuity due. Okay, in this type the payments are made in the beginning of each interval. You knew it. Okay, जो हम कहते हैं इंटरवल, या हर जो भी उसका हम कहते हैं, जो भी इंटरवल जो फिक्स्ड हुआ है उसके बिगिनिंग में उसकी पेमेंट दी जाती है, तो उसके फॉर्मूलाज डिफरेंट हैं. FVA is equal to the same formula of future value of annuity, but it will be multiplied by 1 plus R to the power of n. Okay, and the present value of annuity, the same formula of present value of annuity, but it will be multiplied with 1 plus R to the power of n. So let's have a worked example of each kind. Okay, but it is for the 3 years time period, and the 4% the same, but biannually. Compounding is biannually, so the future value of annuity will be with this type of criteria is 63,081 After 3 years he will receive 63,081 rupees at the end of the maturity time period, and the present value of annuity is 57,272 rupees. So here is the present value of that compounding. Okay, so this is an ordinary annuity. Okay. Now let's have an example of future value of annuity due. In this example, suppose that a person deposits 5,000 rupees at the beginning of each month to his landlord. So the payment is made at the beginning of each month. Okay, at the beginning of each month, as you are seeing over here. Okay, so this is the beginning of each month. Okay, to his landlord for 6 years. Okay, so the time period is 6 years that you are seeing here, and the interest rate is 2% compounded biannually, means it is charged for 2 times in a year. So what payment he will make at the time of maturity of the contract? Okay, at the end what he had paid to his landlord. Okay, so P is equal to 5,000 rupees, N is equal to 6 years, so 6 into 2 is equal to 12, and R will be 2 by 100, 0.02, and then 0.02 divided by 2.01. Okay, so we will put it in the formula of annuity due, future value of annuity due. So the future value of annuity due will become, after all the calculation and estimation, it will become 71,400 rupees. After 6 years, he will have paid 71,400 rupees to his landlord in the beginning of each month. Okay, so this is the last example that we have discussed for annuity due. Hope so that you have understood very easily with all the examples. So if you have any questions, so whatever the question you may ask in the comment section. Okay, and please be like, share and comment, and also subscribe the channel or my channel for further information. Okay, thank you.